KIIVE has released 3 plugins in a bundle. These 3 are official AudioScape plugins. You get a preamp, a compressor and a reverb plugin. The 3 in this bundle are all plugins of simplicity. There's really not a lot going on if you take a close look, which we will do in this video. Even if I try to be as unbiased and honest as I can be, new releases by some developers will excite me more than others. KIIVE is such a developer, but when they sent me pre-releases of this new plugins bundle, I got a little less excited, because the Golden 58 preamp and the XL305 reverb have been released by AudioScape themselves before, and these are the exact same plugins. The V-Comp is new though. If you don't know the XL305 reverb and the Golden 58 preamp, this is what they do. The XL305R has 2 modes. The R version is the newly relaunched iteration of the original 305 hardware and redesigned from the ground up. These are spring reverb units, but not anything like a spring reverb tank. They would be more similar to, let's say, the AKG spring reverbs from the 1970s and 80s. Full, rich, complex sounding units. That complexity is because of the 12 springs in these units. The XL305s are also amongst the simplest of reverb plugins you can find. There's no way to adjust reverb length directly. Instead, you get tone controls, but when I listen, they seem to be placed after the reverb and not before, which would have been cool to actually change the exciting of those springs. With its limitations, it will be more of a hit or miss type of reverb. Try it out for yourself. The Golden 58 mic pre is up next, but first please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and leave a like. The Golden 58 tube preamp and saturator is full of character, and it preamps like you would expect a preamp would preamp. Listen when I A/B on this next mix, where I've used the Golden 58 on every channel except the master.
Gotta catch it before it passes on by. Out of sight. So follow me. I'll show you places you've never seen.
You hear how the entire mix gets more steady and finished sounding. It's the saturation and the slight dynamics control of that saturation at work. It is subtle, but it will make any mixing you do after actually easier. Now there are 2 dials I want to highlight. The full voice switch and bias. Both can change the tonality mostly for the low end, and as far as I can judge, these are placed before the drive. And because of that will change the character of the saturation. When you switch between line and mic, the drive can get pretty severe. It's a good sounding overdrive. I don't understand why there isn't a mix dial on this version of the plugin. It would make perfect sense when you can blend in the dry signal with the overdrive within this plugin. The other two plugins in this bundle have that. The new plugin is the V-Comp. This is AudioScape's take of the Gates-style level tube compressor from the 1950s. This is a program-dependent compressor. That means that changing incoming audio levels will determine attack and release times. But you get a release control. This is relative to the program dependency. It is a compressor with a lot of character and it has a nice little low-end bump. You get two modes in this compressor. The vintage mode compresses a bit more with a slightly higher ratio, and the modern mode has slightly more evenly distributed harmonics. On my pre-release version, the oversampling option was broken. I assume it gets fixed soon. This bundle can lift your mixes without a doubt, and all three can be bought individually as well.